All right, let's talk about the economic blackout that took place Friday, February 28th. If you were anywhere on social media, you probably saw flyers saying don't shop, don't spend, and don't contribute to the economy for 24 hours. But my question is, who actually started this? Depending on where you looked, you may have seen a flyer with Al Sharpton's name, you may have seen a call to action from Pastor Jamal Bryant, and the mainstream news was crediting some organization called the People's Union USA. Now, the People's Union USA, founded by John Schwartz, is claiming that they're the ones who started it, pushing for economic justice and an end to corporate greed. But if that's the case, why was Al Sharpton's face all over the promo? Was this a case of multiple people having the same idea at the same time? Or is this another instance of a movement being all over the place? I'm Bobby Penn, the voice of the culture. Let's talk about it. Let's be real. Boycotts only work when there's a long-term strategy. And at the end of the day, Amazon reported a 1% increase in sales over the last 8 Fridays. That doesn't exactly scream economic disruption. That's not to say the effort wasn't valid, but one day of not shopping at Walmart or skipping Starbucks is not going to make companies change their ways. There has to be a long-term plan, something sustained, strategic, and backed by economic pressure. The official message was about economic greed and exploitation, but let's not act like the current political climate has nothing to do with it. Since Trump took office again, we've seen major rollbacks in DEI initiatives, corporations pulling back their diversity commitments, and policies that directly impact marginalized communities. So was this really just about the economy, or was this in response to all of that? Either way, the big question is, what's next? I hear all the time, if I was alive back then, I would have been marching with MLK. I would have been boycotting the buses. Well, this is our moment. Roland Martin recently had a panelist say, millennials struggle with activism because we weren't alive during the civil rights movement. But let's not act like we haven't had our own defining moments. Trayvon Martin, the Jenna Six, Sandra Bland, George Floyd. The problem isn't that we don't care. We just don't know where to put our energy. And part of that is because everybody wants to start their own movement instead of joining forces with people who are already doing the work. If we want real change, we need to be strategic and consistent. That means stop chasing every viral hashtag. Pick a cause: education, economic justice, police reform, and join forces with organizations that already exist. Understand that real change doesn't happen in a day. The Montgomery bus boycott, well over a year. The civil rights movement, well over a decade. We need long-term action, not just social media moments. At the end of the day, this economic blackout was just a moment, but it needs to be a part of a movement. Otherwise, it's just another hashtag that came and went. So what's next? Are we really about it, or was this just something to post on the timeline? Let's talk about it in the comments. And for more deep dives like this, make sure you hit follow.